Hey folks, back again with ancient cosmography. Um, so I deleted hell photos off my phone last night, so hopefully it'll give me a little more than like 4 minutes to explain this. So the Scottish giant Fingal. Well, I should start with the other one, I guess, right? Yeah. So there you go. The Scottish giant Fingal. You know, you can see his eye right here, his weird hair or hat or whatnot. I think he might be the giant, like in the Welsh stories, who builds his hat out of other giants' beards. Forget the name of that giant in the Welsh, but I think it's the main like giant in Welsh mythology. So it could be the same giant as Finn McCool. But anyway, so this seems to be his face. This is like his lower jaw. This is his upper jaw. His nose right here. And then there's just some islands that are right in front of, or right kind of inside his mouth. So his mouth is open. This seems to me, this is the Isle of Skye in Scottish Highlands. And most of this whole area, or yeah, all of this area was part of the Kingdom of Dalriada, which was kind of the original Scotland. So the Scottish giant Fingal, and Finn means white. So I think Finn overall, Finn McCool, is all of Britain, which is always known as the White Island due to the White Cliffs of Dover. But Fingal, I think, just refers to this Scottish Gaelic part of Britain. And so it might be connected to how Gaul in Europe was the northwestern Celtic part. I don't know. But yeah, so Fingal seems to be the avatars that represent all the peninsulas and islands in this part of Britain. And so the Scottish giant Fingal uses his thumb. So the thumb is this little island sticking out from this other island, which is like a balled up fist. And this is kind of like a wrist. So it's kind of disembodied hand and wrist there. But that's par for the course in this type of thing. So he uses his thumb to touch the salmon of knowledge. So I think that this, like, there's a lot of islands around here that are similar in shape to this thumb, and one of them is here at the end of this fish. So it's he touches the salmon of knowledge for. So salmon of knowledge seems to be this in the Outer Hebrides, and his thumb touching it seems to be these islands, and maybe also some other islands that look very thumb-like. Like there's one right here also that looks very thumb-like. So it could be that a bunch of them all relate to the thumb, that they found like a... Well, anyway, that's what I'm guessing. It's kind of like a comic where there's a bunch of different frames. And then he touches his own wisdom tooth with the thumb. So first the thumb touches the salmon, then it touches his tooth. So I think these islands right here inside the mouth also are the thumb, and they're similar, somewhat similar shape and width of the thumb, and they're kind of touching this little tiny peninsula right there, which is kind of like his wisdom tooth. It's like a tooth towards the back of his mouth. And so yeah, I mean, this to me is a million times better explanation of this story than any explanation I've heard, which is zero explanation. It's just like, well, that's the story. Thumb in the mouth, thumb on the tooth, No. it only makes sense to me in this context because that's what this actually seems to show. Fingal hunts with his dogs Bran and Shielang, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So that's 6 and 7. So they're right here in this inlet in Loch Lynn. Bran here and Shielang there. And then this is zoomed in right here, where here's Bran the dog and Shielang the dog there. And you can kind of see this. They both have kind of long tails.